Hi, it's Mrs. Stitches or Sheila. Hi, everybody. Today is Vlog-O-Ween day 6. Day 6, I believe. Yes, it's day 6. Welcome. This is my old filming spot and I haven't sat in a while and there was just some stuff piled on the chair. And I'm like, why don't I just move the stuff off the chair? So I did. And I'm very happy to be back in my good old spot with my Halloween direct decorations behind me. It's perfect. So I have my Advent to draw. I have some stitching to show and one new start. And then I got a story, and it is a good story, and has a happy ending, and its title is Where There's Smoke. And I've practiced it. I told it to my husband last night on our walk. So hopefully I can do it justice. We'll see. I'm going to try and drag it out to keep the suspense going. But don't worry, it's got a happy ending. But first, let's do the Advent. So today is day 6. It's a small package. Wonder what it is. I don't know. It's a needle minder. Can you see that? I hope that's in focus. You know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to try and do this. See if this works. Isn't that great? It is. If you can see it, it's a needle minder of like a skeleton with a hat on it. And she would have hand painted these. That is so awesome. And I can't break into it. And I broke into it and I'm so excited. I'm going to show you one more time because it is just the best. So that she hand painted these. And I'm on her focus group, and I think I remember when she hand painted, but look at him. Look at him. It's hand painted on wood. Thank you, Chantal. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I've actually been balancing one needle minder between 2 projects, so I'm set. So next I will show you my stitching. So I've been doing her, she gave us on, I think the first day, the pattern for this. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow we'll get the next installment on the pattern. So today I hope to finish up what's done. So far I have done pages. There were 6 pages and I have done pages. I have 5 and 6 left, but they're not a lot. So I think I'll be fine. But I'll show you what I've done so far. So I'm going to just fold this up a bit. I got a little extra fabric here. But there you go. That's what I've started off with. And so this is the bottom down here. And this is all the way over to the side. So all I got left is this section here. So it's not so bad. It'll be quite doable. Yesterday was a bit heavy stitch day. So there you go. It is awesome. So looking forward to that. And then I did a new start. So out of just Cross Stitch magazine, I picked the other day this one, Beware. I randomly pick them. I spin. So I spun for this one. I was happy with that spin. And so I started it yesterday and I got the needle still in it. Mid-stitch. And that's what I've done so far. And the interesting thing about it, you see this orange here? I believe that is 972. I went to my stash. Now my stash is a mix of stuff I've gotten in auction, I've gotten in destashes, and stuff that I bought brand new. So this one, the 972, was probably an older one. Do this for my screenshot. Was an older one, and I go to stitch it, and I pull a stitch out, and the whole, like the thread broke. That's odd. Okay, then I rethreaded it, and then I did it again, and it broke 3 times in about 6 stitches. And then I got a different thread and it still broke. So you can see, I don't know if you can really see, but there's a massive, that's only 6 stitches and it's a mess behind. In the end, I went to my Primo stash, not my bobbinated. and I found a brand new skein and I bobinated it and I threw away this other one that was breaking on me. But it was like I was getting the evil eye because then I messed up on the eyes and it was a bit of a nightmare, but it's real easy to stitch. And this is such a cute one. Beware. Okay, story time. Story time. Okay, where there's smoke. So you got the story 2 days ago about my flight from Calgary to Halifax. Me arriving and seeing the husband with the sign after sitting. So when I sat beside this couple that felt like they did not belong in row 7, they belonged closer to the very front and in a more premium spot. I did not feel comfortable. It was also a night flight, asking them to move so I could go to the washroom because I was in the window seat. So I did not go to the washroom the whole time. I stopped taking the complimentary drinks and I just realized, well, I'll be there in a couple hours. It's fine. I had gone to the washroom before I left, but I hadn't gone to the washroom since Calgary. So arrive in Halifax and I see my husband and I'm so excited and waiting for my luggage. I still didn't go to the washroom. Because it was our anniversary, we were planning on going out for a special breakfast. And we usually go to, there's Irving is the gas station here, and they have these restaurants called the Big Stop. And we like them. And so he's like, well, where would you like to go? Big Stop for breakfast, because I love them. And he's like, well, we could go to the one near Halifax. Not sure where. Oh, right by the airport, I think. Anyways, in the Enfield. Or we could go to New Minas, which is on the way home. And I'm fine with New Minas, and I can wait to go to the bathroom until then. It'd be about an hour. It's fine. So we're driving along and we get a call. Now we have our new car and it displays on it, and it displays our neighbor's name and number. And we would never, ever, we don't get calls from anybody. We only call each other, and we would never expect a phone call from our neighbors. I didn't think anything of it. My husband was panicky instantly. So he tries to answer on like it's a new car. We got it in May, trying to answer it. And we're like, hello, hello. And he's like, hello, hello. And then we mute and then we unmute. And finally we're talking to our neighbor. And our neighbor says, now I'm not going to do accents because I'm horrible on accents, but I'll try to do a little characterization. But essentially he's like, my husband's name's John. John, are you home? And no, we're on the road. We're outside New Minas. He's like, John, you got black smoke coming out of your chimney. It's been going on for like a long time, for at least 15 minutes. There's like lots of black smoke. It doesn't look good. And John's like, call the fire department. And he's like, no. He's like, it's like black smoke going. It's going lots of black smoke out of the chimney. It looks really bad. And we're just like, oh. And then we tell him where our key is hidden outside so he can get inside. So we tell him where the key is, and he's an intelligent man. So he got the key, and that's how we left it. He's got a key to get inside. So we hang up and said, call us back once, and then we don't hear word. And so we're panicky at this point. We have all sort of imaginations of our house on fire, our house that has 2 birds and 1 dog inside of it. And we're just like, John had left early in the morning. He'd left 3:30 a.m. So he's thinking, what did I leave on? What did I leave on? Did I leave something on? What is it? What could it be? Oh, we had wiring done about half a year ago. Is the wiring faulty? Is that electrical? What is going on? But it's going up the chimney. So it has to be with the furnace. And then we're just all like kind of panicky. And there's been like little glitches in the house. And he's sure that something has happened. Of course, as we're driving in Nova Scotia on the 101, which is our main highway, there's single lanes and then sections with double lanes. Then it goes back to single lane, then on and off. And every time it was double lanes, we pass as many vehicles as we can. And then we get back to single lane and we're behind a truck, a slow truck. It's a 100K an hour zone. We're doing 80. And we have to get to, we said we'd be on the 10:30 ferry. Which we would have had time to make. But if we're going too slow on that highway, we also could miss it. If we miss it, we're another hour later. And he's just like panicking. He's just like, why is everybody going slow? Why are we? And then we finally get back past the trucks and we get stuck in construction zone, and we're sitting there, and he's just like, why is this happening? I can feel his adrenaline, his anxiety, his worry, and his brain is working well. If something goes wrong, if the house burns down, we can find a different place to stay. We can get a holiday trailer, put it on the property. And he's going through all these worst case scenario images in his brain, and I'm just being quiet because I know I can't say anything to make it feel better. And so we're waiting. I'm watching the clock, and we're expecting the phone call back. And the other thing about Nova Scotia is we don't always have good phone reception in all the places. So at some point, John just says, I think something happened with the phone. And so he takes the phone out of his pocket and he hands me, can you check and see if there's anything, if there's been a call? Because nothing came across on the in the car. So what had happened was our neighbor had called us back, but because of the poor phone reception, it didn't ring, and instead it went directly to voicemail. So we have a voicemail. So we checked the voicemail, and our neighbor said he turned off the furnace. He went down in the basement and turned it off. So things seem to be okay. We think that that's all it. So we breathe a sigh of relief, and we can just not be panicky getting back to the house. So we but we still want to be a little mindful, because making the ferry is, we were slowed down a bit. So we're just still boogieing the ferry. I still haven't gone to the bathroom. I still haven't gone to the bathroom since Calgary. So we get to the ferry, and we made it in time. We had about 5 minutes to spare, and I could have walked down and gotten on the ferry, but I thought, oh, I'll just wait. Keep in mind, I haven't slept all night too, and I'm jet lagged. Now, adrenaline does wake you up, but we get on the ferry, and I finally get to go to the washroom. And that was quite the relief. So I had a long time in the washroom, a good long pee. And eventually I come out, and my husband's like, what took you so long? Well, I have been holding it for a long time. I got strong bladder. Anyway, so we get home. My husband goes down and checks on the furnace, and there in the workings of it, there's lots of black smoke and soot, and he can't get it restarted. He tried. So we phoned our repairman. He said, this was last week, that he couldn't come to until this week. And so luckily, the weather has been very, we've had blue skies, sunshine, coolish nights. The wind was a little bit strong at the first, so our first couple of days were a bit chilly. Do you remember the one video where I was wearing that cozy? That was one of the chilly times. Last couple of days it's been warmer, and the wind has died down, so the house has been staying mostly warm. Oh, it gets down to about 63 or 61 at night inside, and our furnace is in Fahrenheit. The rest of our lives are in Celsius. We're just that way. Today, so we've survived. It's been fine. We have a heat pump, so it heats one room. It doesn't circulate around the whole house, but it does heat one room. So during the day when it was a bit cooler, I moved all the animals into that one room, and I was in that one room, and I cozied up, put on sweaters, put on socks. We were fine. So today our repairman came, and at first he shows up, and this has happened before, and he gets it going right away, and we're like, because it takes him, he is from the French shore, which as the crow flies is only about 17 kilometers away. But for him to get here, it's at least about an hour plus. And so it's a road trip for him to get here. So anyways, and he came out here once when I just couldn't work. It's a thing. But he actually ended up being here for an hour and a half, and something was wrong with the burner. It wasn't, and so they put a new burner in. So we do have heat. Animals were fine. We were fine. Our house is fine. And we now have a working furnace, and I'm actually really hot. They just had testing it out. They just cranked up the heat to 75 or something. I think we turned it down at 72 because it was just like, been going for some time, and I'm just like, oh my, it's hot. I'm sweating. I got back from my walk. But that is, I thought that was going to be a longer story, but that is my story of where there's smoke. We are all fine. So I got more stories to share. If you also have any questions that you curious about my life, want to know anything, even if I've answered it before, or you just want me to talk, I'm trying to talk about something every single day. So, and we are only on day 6, so we got 25 more to go. I do have a list of some things. One of my viewers asked me about our dog Olive. It's a story, so she's still alive, but it is a story, so that's gonna come up when we get a chance. And I'm gonna talk about a yarn maker over on Briar Island, a person I have just made friends with, and I'm really excited to get some of her yarn. So I'm going to talk about that and show that. So I got lots of things in the works coming up, and I'm going to keep trying to have the thoughts process going to think of more. So I'm going to finish off my section on my Stitch Along with Paint with Stitches, the mystery Halloween Stitch Along. I'm going to finish off my Beware, hopefully. And if I finish it, then I will spin for a new one. And that I'm going to talk about one of these days too, what I'm doing. But I'm going to save that for another day, because I think what I'm doing is really neat, is really working well. But I'll go over it in the future. If anyone is interested in, because it's not too late, in this mystery Stitch Along, it is available as a PDF on her Etsy site. So I will have that in the description box. I'm going to keep including it. I don't know if she's going to do these advents anymore. She did a Christmas one, and she's doing this Halloween one. I think it's actually kind of costly for her to do. She doesn't make a lot of money on these. And they're a lot of work. I mean, all this wrapping is pretty amazing, but I have enjoyed them. I mean, I have zero regrets on buying this. It's just been awesome. With her doing hand painted fabric and hand painted needle minders and her own designs, it's really been a pleasure. So I'm really enjoyed it. So with that, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna get to some stitching. So have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.